All of them around knew what he was, know what he is. And everyone behind him knows that he is a monster to women, to his kids, to the country, to democracy. And that leads us to part 2 of today's live show. They want a dictatorship. It's not a happy accident. It's not something that they tripped into. They want a dictatorship. I said it many times on this channel that the reason why they want a dictatorship is because the Republican Party hasn't won a popular vote, the popular vote for presidency in 30, I'll say 20, but I believe it's 30, but for the sake of accuracy, 20 years. Trump didn't win the popular vote. And even if Trump wins again, it won't be the popular vote. It'll be because a couple swing states had enough commercials or enough angry rural white people who feel like there's too many gay people taking their jobs and immigrants taking their jobs, when the truth is the same party that they've been voting for is the one selling their jobs away, keeping the money to the people who pay them to ensure that they don't pay them more, getting rid of their jobs as a policy to make more money, not investing in your job to make more money for the company. This is the Republican platform. It's not news. It's not news. So what happens is you can't get enough people to vote like that. So you start gerrymandering. Well, let's look at Mississippi. Look at Georgia. Look at Tennessee. And oh my God, look at Texas. Look at Louisiana. These are states that have look at South Carolina. Every one of these states have had to go to the Supreme Court to talk about how much gerrymandering they do and get maps redrawn, because either there's no place where black people are represented properly, or there's not enough of them. So once you realize that the gerrymandering won't work and whatever courts send it back, the only thing you have left is a dictatorship. You want to ban all abortion, but 70% of America doesn't? The only way to do that is a dictatorship. You want all the money to go to the top, stop all people who have money from paying taxes? No one will vote for that, except for Marjorie Taylor Greens and idiots who care more about hurting other people than saving themselves. But most people won't vote for that. The only way to get it done is a dictatorship. You may not believe me. You may think, oh, Bruce, you're just being hyperbolic. Bruce, they've been doing this forever. You can't think about it that way. Do you mind, Laura? Exhibit A.
We do not want to be a democracy. Originally, congressmen were elected by a direct democracy, senators were elected by their state legislatures, and presidents are elected by the Electoral College. We are devolving into a democracy.
We are devolving into a democracy. I wonder how many of these people voted for George Bush II when he said, democracy is our greatest export. But now they listen to Charlie Kirk. And now they listen to Trump. And now they listen to anyone who will tell them anything they need to hear in order to believe anything that they have to stay in power. They've forgotten everything they used to believe in.
Now, congressmen and senators are elected by the same pool, a direct democracy. And with the national popular vote coming, we're going to be electing our president by a direct democracy too.
And here she gives away the plan. I'm not done. There's more, and I'm showing it to you. But she just gave it away. You don't think they know they've lost the popular vote for 30 years? She just said it. Did you hear it, Laura?
Oh yeah.
She says, "Oh my God, they're going to be doing the popular vote soon. We don't want the people to vote. We don't want majority rules. That would be bad for us. And thanks to Trump, I can now say it out loud on a microphone, and CNN will report it as one side or the other. I wonder who or why. Hey, we're in a horse race. You're tied with Biden in swing states."
Okay. As Danny Westmead at the Seattle Times reported, delegates of the Washington State Republican Convention then stood up one by one to argue that the U.S. should repeal the 17th Amendment, which allows us to vote for our United States senators. After that resolution passed, they went bigger. They voted to put this language into their platform. Quote, "We encourage Republicans to substitute the words republic and republicanism, where previously they have used the word democracy every time."
Okay. You're still wondering if Bruce, for the past 2 years, has been hyperbolic in telling you that they want a dictatorship, that Hitler became a dictator because they wanted it. He didn't take over by force. The brown shirts happened after they voted him in. All of that stuff happened afterwards because the people who didn't want him in were quiet. The people who didn't want him in didn't want to disrupt the status quo, so they both sided it. And while one side had a militia ready that we can call them Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, half of the police officers in your state, they're prepared for 2024. You think that there's a guardrail. There is not. Exhibit B. And then I'm done, Laura. We'll move on to something else.
Trump has been talking right now about, he says he thinks he should be immune from the actions he takes while president.
Absolutely.
You think he should have total immunity?
Otherwise, everyone's going to jail.
You're fine with Trump as king?
Yes.
Trump as king is good.
Yep.
That's about as American as you can get.
Yes, it is.
King Trump.
Yes.
However, Trump isn't asking to be a king. He wants to be a different kind of ruler.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, no, other than day one.
A dictatorship for day one.
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
What does that actually look like?
Well, that means that about half the people in the Department of Justice should be arrested and put behind bars.
Okay. That's like a true dictatorship.
It's an actual dictatorship. That's an actual. It's not like, oh, well, he doesn't really know what he's saying. He wants those people arrested, thrown behind bars without trial. He knows what a dictatorship is, and he loves it. Give me more. Oh, more. It tastes good. I want this. I don't think I'm going to change his mind. I am going to have sympathy for those who have been led down the line for conspiracy theories. You have a place here. If I can help you in any way. But our goal isn't to change the dictator wanter's mind. Our goal is to convince every other single voting age person that it's not a joke. Our goal is to convince every other single voting age person that although we hate genocide in Palestine, if you don't want one here, stop playing games. Stop thinking that not voting for Joe Biden somehow helps anybody anywhere on this earth. That's our goal. That's our only goal, to get more people out. We win the popular vote. Guaranteed. They know it. They know it. I just showed you that they know that. Trying to convince them to vote against their cult leader is not going to happen. They're wearing diapers on the outside. Right? They're putting shit on their head for him. You're not going to convince them. Our goal is to get every voting age human being in this country to vote in such a way that you outnumber them, and hopefully, by the grace of God, after they riot after that, because they will, we can put it down safely. That's the best we can ask for.